All right, we're certainly looking forward to finishing up this week and going down and excited for the game. I know our kids are. We've had a good week of prep and appreciate that from the kids. And with that, questions?
You mentioned that. I mean, the guys seemed to get over the loss fairly quickly when we talked to them during the week, but can you get a feel for that as practice goes on, whether there's still a hangover for anybody from a game like that?
Yeah, I think you can. But it's been one where they really did. And it's not to say that they aren't taking that in the game serious, you know. But I think they took away the lessons to be learned, and we've had good energy at practice. You know, I like the way they've gone forward.
Okay. What about Joel? I mean, he takes things to heart, and he seemed to be on a pretty good roll until last week.
Yeah, I think that's one of the strengths of Joel is his temperament, and and there's been every game. Like, it's not different than the games where we've won. That there was plays where he wished he would have thrown a better ball. You know, we didn't cash in on every opportunity up until Iowa. Joel knows that. So then now there were moments, and anytime you're in a close game, that one play could put you over the edge, and that's what makes him harder. But I think that's one of his strengths is who he is as a guy. He knows who he is. He's poised. Even when things go bad in a game, he's even. And I think that's a strength of his.
Any part of you concerned about his confidence?
No, I feel not at all. In fact, I think that when you watch it, when you go with him, in a weird way, those can give you, I don't want to say they give you more confidence because you didn't do it, but you know where it is. And I think it can, you know what, Joel's got like a lot of guys on our team, he's got a great opportunity to learn from that game. And you hope as a coach, you've helped him, and then he gets a chance this week and further down to apply it. And that's the beauty of sport.
Do you get the sense that the players are approaching this game in the proper way? In that, I mean, not putting too much pressure on themselves given the loss that they had. Because they've all talked about, well, we had one loss last year at the start and we came back.
Right, and they lived that, and the guys that played that can say that. Last year has nothing to do with this year, and each game you get to go out and play it. But I do feel that they're, in talking to the guys, that I like where they're at mentally.
When you heard how long Austin's going to be out, how tough is that on your passing game, and then how tough is it for to see a senior who doesn't have a whole lot of games left go through that? That's the thing. Your second part of that question is what immediately came to mind, and here's a guy that did everything he could to have his best season in his last season, and I thought was playing at a good level and was enjoying it. That's what you feel bad about. And as far as we're going to miss him because there's a player that was playing well in Austin, and now it's an opportunity for Foom and Steph to step up. Was Alex able to practice today?
We haven't gone yet today.
Oh yeah. Forgot. Sorry about that.
Yeah, he'll be good.
Do you expect him to be able to go today?
I do.
How would adding Ben Schultz to your offensive line increase its effectiveness?
It's good having Bo back, and it gives us some depth at a spot that we didn't have. Hayden's not going to be able to go this week. So it gives us some depth, and now I think Walker's been able to go through a full week, so you've got some depth for the first time. And all along we thought Bo was a guy that was athletic, and it was fun that he's gone kind of the opposite of Austin. He's been sitting on the sideline, and now he's been energized, and I think he's got a good personality where it gives the group some energy of coming in and playing. It's not easy when you're watching your teammates practice, and so that's been good. So I think adding Bo for the first time, you're getting some additions, and that's good for the group.
Your running game, there are a lot of pieces to it, a lot of moving parts to it, obviously. But what specifically can Dare do, and what specifically can Taiwan do to be more effective? Can they do better reads with cuts? What is there something specific that you've seen on film that you go, this is where you need to be better? And if you were,
Yeah,
you'd be
there's
more
a
productive?
couple of in each a little bit differently. You know, I think it's understanding the scheme, and on each one, when you couple that with who you're facing again, or what you're facing. You know, if you're playing an odd front, it's different than if you're playing an even front. But it's the consistency. They're putting it on tape, and then it's being consistent for Taiwan, consistently knowing, believing, trusting in it. And I've liked his growth and his progression through it, and Dare the same. And then you talk the pass game. I think there's, you know, some of the details of just being specific on it. You know, I think, for example, last week, you know, something popped. Dare knew it was going to pop, but he rushed it, and that's a detail that you gotta, you know, that's a growing pain, and it's a missed opportunity. If we can learn from it, then we got a chance to get better.
Obviously, you prefer to be 1-0 in the league, but as a competitor, are you eager to see how they respond to the challenge?
I think that's the one thing that, I don't know when it started, but that I've enjoyed about the coaching is that each week is a new opportunity. Even when you're rolling, okay, can you do it again? And if you're struggling, can you bounce back? And it's our job to try to help them do that. But I think that's what's fun about the game is it's about the game, and you got to go play in that moment. And I've enjoyed getting to know, and each week I find out more about this team. And it's not just this team. I've always wanted to gather information about the players you're coaching. And each opportunity you get a chance to learn more about them, I think you can then coach them better.
A year ago, a lot was made of Derek taking part in tight end meetings. Does he still do that, or is he?
Derek Watt?
Derek Watt, yeah.
You know, he's been with Set and the running backs, but enough, you know, we do enough and talk enough that there's a lot of interchangeable parts. And he's a guy that I think reminds me kind of like with Austin. The more he does, and I think he does a lot for this team, and I think he's having fun playing, and he's playing at a good level, and that's a guy that you want to see continue to do that for our team and for him. All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.